And also the current issue of Down Dirt magazine. I'm the editor of two literary magazines. The current issue has just been released and it's called The Last Guru. Bum, bum, bum. If this is a guru to you, it just seemed like an appropriate photo for being the last guru. This has a performance art section at the back as well, and it has the original version of Burn It In it. So I'm not going to share it with you, but I'm going to share three pieces that appear in this from that one. And this one seems very, very, very appropriate for the day-to-day, because this one is called The State of the Nation. My phone rang earlier today, and I picked it up and I said, hello. And the man at the other end said, is this Janet Kuipers? And I said, yes it is. May I ask who's calling? And he said, yeah, hi, this is George Washington, and I'm sitting here with Jefferson and a couple other guys, and I just wanted to tell you a few things. And I said, why me? And he said, excuse me, I believe I said I'm the one that wanted to do the talking. What is the problem with Americans nowadays? What's so damn rude? And I said, you know, you didn't have to use language like that. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, it's just that I've been dead for so long, I lose all control of my manners. Anyway, we just wanted to tell you a few things. Now, I know we didn't have much of an idea of what we were doing when we were starting up this country here. I mean, we didn't have much experience in creating bodies of power, so I could understand how our Constitution could be misconstrued. And then he put in a dramatic pause, and he said, but when he said the people have a right to bear arms, we meant to protect themselves from a government gone wrong, and not so that you can kill an innocent person for $20 cash. And when we said the freedom of speech, we included the separation of church and state, because freedom of religion could mean freedom from religion. And when we said freedom of speech, we had no idea that you'd be burning the flag, or painting pictures of Christ doused in urine, or photographing people with whips up their respective anatomies.
Steven, your offer is ready at the buy counter. Steven, your offer is ready.
But I guess we've got to grin and bear it, because if we ban that, the next thing they'll ban is books, and we can't have that. And I said, but there are schools that have books banned, George. And he said, oh.
Yeah.
I have a phone, I have to use it for my prop. And it's something that says a little bit more about who I am. This is a piece called Type A Person. I was in my friend's car once, and she was driving through the streets of Chicago, and she was letting people who were in the right-hand lane of the intersection, when that right lane was really supposed to be for turning right, and they actually would go through and go straight, and they try to cut off this long line of traffic waiting at the light. Well, as I said, she was letting these people get in front of her, and she's stopping at four-way stop sign intersections and waving other cars to go on in front of her, and when she is going, she's going under the speed limit, and I'm thinking, my God, this woman is under 30 years old and she's driving like she's over twice her age, and I want to tell her that I've got to get going, because I don't want to die in this car. I mean, I've got more important things to do. I've got living to do, like I've never jumped out of an airplane, or I've never made $1 million, or I've never been in a lustful affair with a high-ranking political candidate. And if I am going to go out, I surely don't want to die of boredom while someone else is waving and staying in that most congested lane of traffic, when they could just as easily get into that right lane and cut everyone else off at that intersection the way I would most eventually do. And then it occurred to me, and of course it filled me with this complete and utter sense of elation, because I love being pigeonholed in these stereotypical categories. I really am a Type A person. There's an intersection near my house. It's one direction where you can either go straight or you can turn right. And then there are two streets that merge into one, both turning right. And then this middle street has this no turn on left side. And usually, whenever I'm on this road like this, and I'm on this street, it's going straight and that leftmost turn lane, and there are two streets that are going the other way. Anyway, whenever I'm there, I always catch a red light at the street. It's like the traffic gods are so displeased by trying to constantly circumvent their wrath. So I'm always catching this red light at the street. So I've learned a new trick. I turn right onto the first street on my right, but instead of doing a U-turn, I turn left at the next block so that I can just get to that second street so that I can turn right and get on the street I was originally on, and then I would be there so that I could beat everyone else because I would have been too slow to get through that next intersection. I mean, yes, I'm the one that's yelling and banging at the steering wheel when people on the road are idiots. Yes, I'm the person who has to race so I can slam on my brakes at the next intersection only 100 feet away. And yes, I am driving a Saturn SL1, a Saturn with about as much power as a 1982 Ford Mustang, but man, I'm not going to go down without a fight. I'm going to be out there cutting everyone off, weaving in and out of traffic. I'll be the one that's getting there before you. Trust me, I will. And even when I'm trying to tile the radio while I'm driving, because, you know, I can do that and put on my makeup and take notes for work and check out my schedule, and if I were Vishnu or the Hindu god Vishnu,
Officer, your operator is ready at the buy counter.
and I had 10 arms, I'd also be using my cell phone, and I'd be sending faxes, and I'd be eating dinner and writing a novel while I was at it. But as I said, even when I'm doing the radio while I'm driving, I only listen to the first second and a half of a song before I'm utterly disgusted and change the dial to the next pre-programmed station, just to instantaneously be disgusted another 6 times and have to find a tape or a CD because I won't want to be all with those stupid corporate pieces of you-know-what because they think that they should play garbage over and over again in order to keep the mindless tuned in. Well, not me, thank you. I've got more pressing things to do. I don't have the patience for that. So, needless to say, I've discovered that this problem of mine is something that, you know, it's probably something I need therapy for. But I could just see it right now going to type A anonymous meetings, but we'd probably all be pushing each other to get out of the doorway 30 seconds before the meeting was about to start, saying, "Get out of my way, because you should have thought about this before you decided to come in here last minute and cut me off." And then the meeting themselves would probably be like filled with people saying, "No, jerk, I was the one talking. What do you think, you're God or something? Show some respect." Yeah, and I know that this is a problem of mine. I know this type A-ness transcends into every realm of my life. When I get up in the elevator to the door in the morning to get to the office on the 18th floor, I try to make those doors close as quickly as possible because no one should be able to get in that elevator with me because, you know, I really do hate all people and surely don't want to be crammed into a confined space with a bunch of strangers. But when people do get into the same elevator as me, they invariably press numbers 14, 15, 16, and 17, and I start pursing my lips, stopping myself from saying, "Oh, you people couldn't stand to walk a flight of stairs. You just had to press all of these buttons to stop me from getting to my predestined floor in a reasonable amount of time." Even walking down the sidewalk in the city, I always get stuck behind somebody that's a full foot shorter than me and a full 30 pounds heavier. Somebody who labors when they walk very slowly. Someone who actually sways rhythmically when they walk down the street, like a metronome, or like a person standing on the edge of a dance floor, rocking back and forth, all too afraid to actually ask someone to dance, or else afraid to actually go out on the dance floor and make a fool of themselves in front of the cool people who have figured out what rhythm actually is. And I'm walking behind this person, almost tripping over myself, because this walking pace is just unnaturally slow. So I try to pass the time by trying to actually...
Rich, your operator is ready at the buy counter. Rich, your operator is ready.
So I try to pass the time until there's space to be able to get around them, and I start swaying with my walk, more for my own entertainment than anything else. Yes, more than a human being, I'm a human doing, and I always have to depend on the schedule of others, and I can't stand it more because I just want to be able to get ahead and get through everyone all. Yes, I'm the person in line at the grocery store with 3 items, and I'm shifting my weight from foot to foot, frantically scanning the other lines. The person who wants to be in the front, seeing the person in front of them saying, "Can I get in front of you? I've only got 3 items, and you've got a full grocery cart, 2 of them actually, filled with stuff like Cheetos, Pepsi, fish sticks, and Haagen-Dazs, ice cream. Yes, I'm that person who has 4 different sets of plans for any given evening, because if any one event gets too boring, I can just pick up and say, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be meeting someone by now, instead of saying to the people that they're just too boring and that I have no idea whatever of how to actually relax. Yes, I'm that person who coasts toward an intersection when I know the timing and the pattern of the traffic lights, and I know that I can manage to just get to that intersection without ever having to make a complete stop, so that when the light actually changes, I can accelerate faster than everyone else, pass everyone by, and have the open road to myself wide open in front of me. I'm already guessing that at my funeral, when that long procession of cars is creeping toward the cemetery, I'll be opening the casket up and whispering to the driver of the hearse, hey, what do you say we just floor it and blow everyone off in line? I mean, we could probably grab a beer at the corner bar and still be able to get everyone to the gravesite. Because, as I said, I'm a type A person, and I'm gonna make sure that I do as much living as I possibly can. I'm not going down without a fight. And wherever that goal line is, I swear, I'll beat everyone to it. Sorry, that's just too much like me.